really the government in this country wants to release this information. Military intelligence does, because I know some of them, and I think they are watching what happens in terms of the public's reaction. UFOs buzzed the Capitol on July 19th, 1952, and had General Sanford who said, look, they're not ours and they're not Russian. We don't know what they are. They're real. They have discussed what to do about it. Vatican intelligence would really like to discuss it. That's the problem here. We need the government to reveal these files.
These craft that have come here are now not UFOs. They're identified.
People are way ahead of military intelligence.
Disclosure is very close, and the American people need to prepare themselves very soon for an announcement from our government that there is, in fact, an extraterrestrial presence engaging this planet and the human race.
The Obama administration, through the nature of who they have appointed and other indications and other information I'm receiving, has made a decision to disclose the ET presence. But that is, of course, an assessment. They are certainly not saying anything. We are encouraging the administration, which has dedicated itself to open and transparent government, to commit the ultimate act of openness and transparency, and to do it immediately at a critical time in the human race's development.
Our challenges may be new. The instruments with which we meet the demands of a new age may be new. But I will always be honest with you about what we can and must achieve tomorrow. At this moment, it is only the chance for us to make that change. And that cannot happen if we go back to the way things were. It can't happen without you. And a task that you're now called to fulfill. And at this moment in history, your generation must seek peace, then align our deepest values and commitments to the demands of a new age. There's new energy to harness, for the world has changed, and we must change with it.
Hello. What is your, and this is for the entire panel, what is your opinion on the possibility of a government disclosure of alien contact and or visitation to Earth in the foreseeable future, let's say in the next 20 years? And if so, what would you see as the possible impact?
I don't see it happening. We've been dealing with this since 1947. We could say we've been dealing with it since the beginning of World War II. They've made no effort to disclose this. I see nothing that would compel them to change their minds and make the disclosure now. It may cause more trouble than it's worth, and at least the American government has too many other things to deal with that are a much higher priority than worrying about flying saucers.
I agree with Kevin.
I think, too, that there could be an inadvertent release. That is, if something happened during the middle of the soccer finals or something like that, you know, where everybody in the world is watching, kind of thing, inadvertent. On the other hand, I'm still puzzled about the Pope's remark about, you know, our brethren in outer space, no reason God couldn't have made them. My first response was, what does he know that we don't know? So it may well be that there is something planned in the works that we know nothing about, but I will tell you this, there is a book coming out in September, I guess it is, 23rd, AD, After Disclosure. Bryce Zabel and where's Rich Dolan? Rich isn't here, but okay, he's gone, all right. And the question, and I've got an article in the MUFON Journal about this, I don't think it's been published yet, though. It depends what you disclosed.
Stephen Hawking, astrophysicist and arguably one of the smartest people on the planet, warned us about the possibility of aliens from outer space.
Hawking says that if extraterrestrials visit us, the outcome might be similar to when Columbus landed in America. In other words, it didn't turn out too well for Native Americans.
Anderson Cooper, AC 360, CNN weeknights 10 Eastern.
I've been fascinated by this since I was a kid, probably. And, you know, the fact that there's hundreds of billions of galaxies, hundreds of millions of stars in each galaxy.
Hundreds of billions of stars,
even more. It probably means that there's probably life out there somewhere.
Indeed.
But this idea that aliens will be evil, and Hawking paints this picture that is far less E.T. and far more Independence Day, speculation?
Yeah, but it's not blind speculation. I think it says more about what we fear about ourselves than any real expectation of what an alien would be like. In other words, our biggest fear, I think, is that the aliens who visit us would treat us the way we treat each other here on Earth. So in a way, Hawking's sort of apocalyptic fear stories are just a mirror held up back to us. And that's how we need to think about it.
And that's a very different perspective than what Carl Sagan put out there. He was literally giving away the Earth's location.
Exactly. He gave the return address on a plaque on the Voyager spacecraft. Say, here we are.
But I mean, so why would they do? Why would they do this? They're going to treat us the way we treat ourselves. It sounds like something parents tell their children. But why? Is there some sort of revenge, vengeance? What is it?
Well, like I said, no one knows how an alien will behave. They'll have different chemistry, different motives, different intentions. Who are we to extrapolate what we are to them? I'm just saying that any suspicion that they will be evil is more a reflection of our fear about how we would treat an alien species if we found them than any actual knowledge about how an alien would treat us.
We have we're listening right now. My understanding is we've been listening for a long time for anything, and we haven't heard a peep really from out there. Do you think we're being listened to right now?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, so the big fear, I think, is we announce our presence and then the aliens come and then enslave us or put us in a zoo or whatever. And there have been entertaining science fiction stories that capture just those themes. So that's the fear factor. But what are we doing? We're mostly listening. We have giant radio telescopes pointing in different directions with highly sophisticated circuitry that listens to billions of radio frequencies simultaneously to see if anybody's whispering on any one of them in any place in the universe. So that's different from sending signals out. We're not sending signals out on purpose. We're sending them out accidentally. Our radio bubble is about 70 light years away from us right now, and that's on the frontier of that bubble has, like, you know, the Isle of Lucy show, the Honeymooners. That's the first. These are the first sort of emissaries of our human culture that an alien would decode.